Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. Have you ever asked yourself the critical question, who am I becoming? This is a great question you should settle down and discuss. Who are you becoming? Today, I want to talk to you about the concept in transformation that speaks to who you become. Because the entirety of our life is based on the quality of person ultimately become. As a transformational leader, I know that our being is far more important than what we have. You see, it's natural for us to want to have more, but the goal is actually about becoming more. And by becoming more, I mean you're being transformed and you're being regenerated, renewed internally, and then this leads to an external manifestation, which is now having. So there is a concept of the sequence between becoming, um, doing, and then having. When you become a transformed person, the quality of the works you would do would actually be transformed. And then the quality of result or the having you would get would be different, would also be in the transformational range. But you could choose the other way around and say, the goal is for me to have, I'm not ready to become the kind of person that can produce that result. And that is not the pathway you want to take. However, this is the pathway a lot of conforming mind wants to take. This is not the pathway to transformation. That's the pathway to socialization. You don't want to do that. So the goal for you is to become a transformed mind, becoming a mind who is matured, who creates platform, who is given to leading change, who is given to doing things the right way. So I would like us to, I want to share my screen and so that we could review this concept. I want to share my entire screen. Just a second while I share the entire screen. And so if you look at my screen, you would see the concept of who are you becoming, and you see the transformational order. The order is for you to become so that you can do and then start to have. Now, when I talk about who you're becoming, what exactly am I referring to? I'm referring to the quality of you in terms of the strength of your character. I'm talking about the clarity of your purpose. I'm talking about your competence. How well driven are you to ensure that your competence level is getting into the range of excellence at all points? How courageous are you? I'm talking about your compassionate nature and how well you leverage all these critical C's consistently. These are crucial things that define who you become. So the goal is for you to become someone different so that the result you start generating through the work you start to do will then become different. So I want to give you an example. Let's say someone start out in life and what you earn is a $20 per hour a job, and you want to move your rate to, like, let's say $50 an hour. You don't want to go through the incremental process of just moving from a 20 to a 22 to a 26 to a 28, but you want to leave. What are the things you would start to do? Number one, you will redefine what the standard is in your environment. You will want to ask questions around what are the things that would take me to the level of someone who can earn at least a $50 an hour. And at that point, you would seek clarity about your character. What are the things I need to do right? That's what I mean. So if I need to join a network, if I need to do a training, if I need to submit myself to like a 4-hour study per day, I need to then start doing that consistently. I need to define clearly what I need to do. So that's where the clarity of purpose comes in. What competence do I need? What skill set do I need? And being courageous means what quality of mindset do I need to build courageously with faith that will drive me to become that kind of person? And then how compassionate am I? Am I actually doing something that is going to help the society? That is going to help me, help my team, help others become more? Like, am I building a platform that would improve the quality of knowledge that goes out to the people? Like, I'm doing a live stream now. This is me actually breaking out of my shell and trying to come out to explain the concept of transformation to people, and such that they are driven enough to know that they should not just settle for change. We all should settle for a transformational quality of change. And I typically say this jokingly: if you move from a 2 to a 3 to a 4, maybe a level 2 to a level 3, you're actually changing. But what gets to happen is inflationary correction, economic downturns, and different order of things that happens in and around us would actually catch up with you. But when you make up your mind that if I'm moving from a 2, I want to have a leap, I'm going to a 20. That is whatever I need to do that will take me from a certain level and multiply my outcome. That's the quality of things I want to settle for. And when you make such proposition, when you define such things, then the quality of character you have to bring to bear would have to change. Because for a general change, you can just continue to flow along like someone holding on until the day of death. But if you make up your mind to say, I need to redefine my reality, I need to move from a $10 an hour to a $100 an hour, then you need to change a lot of things in the character you have to bring to bear. That is, you must be ready to stretch yourself. You must be ready to define some clear things, pathway that you need to follow. The sacrifices you need to put in, you need to define the quality, the competence. So you might say, okay, I need to pursue a new course and then study for the next 3-4 years. So transformation will probably take time, but it would work out to bring a new you. And that's why I say the concept of transformation is the concept of becoming someone different. And it's going to test your resolve, it's going to test your mettle, and that's where your courage will come in, and then you have to do it compassionately. Ultimately, by the time you become a transformed person, these are the key things we see. We see someone who is focused, and we call the person a matured person. By maturity, we say the quality of economic power you have, the quality of wisdom, understanding of the way the world system works, distinguishing between right and wrong would improve. And then by time we see that you now operate in the level of love, you're now more compassionate, we see you, we describe you as a matured person. Number 2 that we see is that we see that your capability would have changed completely. By your capability, I'm talking about the quality of outcomes or that you're able to generate with your ability. You have access to greater level of tools, you have access to greater level of networks, you have access to greater level of implementation, access to information that can drive a whole lot of change. And then we see that the value you bring on board also has improved. And then, of course, by the time we integrate the first 3, you start becoming a unique set of person in our environment. Because trust me, by the time you start delivering some result at some realm with your value increasing, people will start giving you, according you, some honor, some respect. And then that increases your value. If you're able to consistently do that, then your life will be a life that is impactful. You will be socioeconomically impactful, both directly to yourself, your family, your team, the people in your neighborhood, and then indirectly to even tens of thousands and millions of people across the world who probably will read or know about you directly or indirectly. So what's the goal of today's discussion? It's actually about who you are becoming, and understand that you should become a transformed being. You should become a transformed mind. Your goal should not be to be a socialized mind or to settle at just being an evolving mind who loves to just change. You must make up your mind year upon year to do something, to move radically, to put yourself out there and stretch yourself out of your comfort zone and generate a result order that is different from the general result in your neighborhood. And this will really ask a lot of things of you, and it will test if you're willing to give a new level of character. And listen to me, I'm not saying you remain within the same culture. This concept of transformation will definitely change your friends. It will change the relationships you have currently. So transformation is not just something you would get on a platter of gold. It's something that will change a lot of dynamics about you. But one thing I can guarantee you is as it moves you from one friendship level, it will transform you to another level of friendship. And the quality of words and exchanges you'll be having at this new level of friendship would be totally different from what you used to have. It will change you from a culture of work that you used to have before to another level of culture of work. In this new culture, you will become more transformed, and your goal will be more about creation. So you want to learn anything, get information, analyze the information, and use it to create or co-create. You're ready to collaborate with people to make a lot of change happen. And by the time you're creating platforms with the mindset of helping many more people. So you automatically become a servant leader who is adaptive enough, and the ultimate goal is to transform your system. So that's the quality of person you want to become. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.